Been dropped off. Hello, mate. Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex is going to show us the way. Everyone's setting off from camp. Oh, there's only a few boys left now. Yeah.
Fun.
Thanks. So this is stage 1 of day 2, and this is the Gamble line, it's known as, which is the Loic Bruni section from a film called Gamble, which was filmed here. We know this is going to be a bit of a jumpy one, and actually I raced this track in maybe 2017 at an EWS, so I had a very, very slight recollection of it, but a lot of the tracks have changed over the last 6 or 7 years, so I remembered that there was a few blind jumps, and I also remember some of them being longer than they look, so I was a little bit unsure about sending it off them. In the end, they've actually, quite a few of them have been shortened or maybe turned into tabletops, or like that one, it was taped off, although it would have been fine. So slightly nervous about, not casing, not absolutely casing the life out of a jump, but also just trying to keep it smooth down the kind of dust and through the mist. It's just so often that you go around a corner in this race, or over a rise, or through a rock garden, or down a chute, or anything like that, and you just think, I could have gone a lot faster down that. And then it is tricky, because you can sometimes get lured into going a little bit faster and a little bit faster, and then guarantee there'll be a tight corner or a blind chute that you should have braked for. So it's so difficult to weigh up how fast to go, and I just regularly find myself thinking through the day like, I should have gone a bit faster. But it was quite nice to speak to the others at the bottom, and they were all kind of saying similar things. Yeah, little bits just like that are a perfect example. On that corner, I could have set up on the left hand side and it would have opened up the corner so nicely for me, which obviously if you'd practiced or looked at the track you could do, and then you could get the corner better, exit better. And there's quite often like that all the way down. It's just learning to really read the track is tricky. Oh Christ. Something that made a massive difference this whole week was having a really good group to ride around with, a bunch of comedians. We had Dan, Theo, Alex and Clemens, and they were all telling some good comedy stories. And then there was also a big group of Irish boys who were generally just ahead of us, where if you rode on a bit faster away from the group, then you'd catch up with the Irish boys, and they were also exceptionally good crack. So that made the big long climbs, the big hiker bikes, the hot days and the rain, everything pass by so much easier, and I was generally just enjoying myself no matter what because of the good laughs I was having with everyone. And I think I did a better job of showing some of that on day 3 as well, so more of that coming up. Oh, that was hard. There was one stage so far that I'd have liked to have known. It was that one. The jumps and stuff were quite blind. It's quite fast and dusty, and could have gone a lot faster. I was too scared to just pull off the blind rises into the oblivion.
Oh, this one looks red. One. Let's go.
Right.
Good.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
So just before the start of this stage, we actually cycled past a little cafe, so we'd all had a little stop off and some snacks, which is kind of hilarious to be stopping for snacks after only stage 1. But it was about 3 hours, I think, from when we set off this morning until we were starting this second stage, just so high up on the mountain. And then obviously us being the last riders down, we had quite a long wait at the top of the first stage for everyone to set off. So that was quite nice, refueled, ready for business. And this track was incredibly slippery. It doesn't really even look that slimy, but the dirt was slippy, the rocks were slippy, and the roots were slippy, so you could just permanently feel your tyres swiveling about underneath you, and especially as we got further down, it was quite easy to make mistakes. So it was just about, I guess, as always, trying to keep it smooth and just like arc the corners as you can, and almost just trust the tyre, like trust your bike to wiggle about a bit underneath you. I think I actually was fastest on this stage, which at the time I'd probably have been quite pleased with, because I think I probably felt like I was struggling, but I imagine everyone did. When you see the odd little patches of reddish dirt, they are extra slippy. It's this sort of packed down clay. It's quite often just in the middles of the corners. And then the rocks, you almost can't even see the rocks, but they're like glass. So it's this strange combination of the dirt being slippery and the rocks being slippery. At home, we've got grippy rocks and slippery dirt, and then somewhere like the Tweed Valley, it's the rocks are slippery and the dirt's grippy. So usually you have something good to aim for, like if it's slippy roots and rocks, you can aim for the dirt, or you know you're going to get traction again on the dirt. Or in Fort William, you can aim for the rocks. You know when you hit a rock slab, you're going to have traction again, so you can almost chance it through slimy bits because you know you're about to have traction. Whereas here, there's never much traction, so you're almost more aiming for edges or like sides of berms and things to bank off, rather than using any kind of dirt or rock to sort of grip and allow you to turn, which really makes it tricky.
Rookie mistake for me on that one. Pulled my knee pads up too swiftly and they've fallen down, so I won't do that again. Lovely forest up here, plenty of lichen on the trees, so you know it's nice clean air. Lovely stuff. Chirp. Right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Go, 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 go!
Right, stage 3 of day 2. This is the track I found hardest of the whole week. It's called Rat Boy. It was Josh Bryceland made a video section on this track, and it's such a hard track to ride good. It's, again, like the last one, everything's slippy. The rocks are slippy, the roots are slippy, and the dirt's slippy, and I've just missed a nice high line there into that first right-hand corner, which would have helped. So you're trying to find edges and things to turn off. But quite often I found on this track that there wasn't a good edge to turn off. You were just turning, it's almost off camber all the time. So it's really hard to find anything to bank off. And then you come into these like rocky sections and it's just so slippery. It's also, I was finding it difficult on this stage that it really so misty. It was hard to really look ahead and properly see what was coming. So that was a bit of an added challenge. So yeah, I think of the whole week, this is the track that I found the most difficult. Again, just missing high lines, missing setup lines where I could have swung it up, but it's just so hard to see through the mist. Even there was a jump on the left hand side which I was going past before I even seen it. I don't know whether it was faster or not. Just trying to look ahead and see like the corners come out of nowhere. So really tricky track to ride well. And then you can see there when there's a couple of corners that have decent banking, you can just start going around them fast, and then it's straight back into slippy off cambers. Really hard. Up the slippiest rocks in history. And then you turn the corner. And there's more slippy rocks. It's like walking up a ice skating rink, isn't it?
I thought we were going to be downhill to the one stop now.
Every step, like
slippy as balls. Rock climbing shoes on.
What was that?
Rock climbing shoes on.
I know, you do a wee bit, don't you? Crampons. Well, I don't even know if that would help. It's so slippery. It's like ice.
Right here.
Oh dear me, right. Have fun.
Yeah, fine.
Stage 4 of day 2. I'd actually started to feel like I was going to bonk just before this track, so all the other boys went ahead and I just sat on the ground. I ate a couple of gels from my bag and just had a little sit down for a while, and that brought me back to life, which was lucky because this was a very tricky one. Again, slippy as can be, lots of roots everywhere as you can see, also slippy, but I know that further down it's going to have better banking on the corners and things, so I was actually quite excited for the rest of this track. Yeah, it just gets good here. Again, it's so slippy, but there's just nice support, so it's actually really fun. You can feel your tyres and your bike sliding all around below you, but you always know that you've got something to, or you don't always know, but quite often you have something to actually bank against, and you can kind of see reasonably far in advance. those rocks are so slippy. But you can see the corners far enough in advance to see that they're almost down in a rut, or like they've got good bankings on the sides to turn off, so you can let off the brakes a little bit more and feel like you can trust the track. So this was one of my favourite tracks this day. Up a pretty vicious little climb and then into some more tech. Unfortunately, the GoPro is about to die. There was a problem with the SD card. It just kept on telling me on this day it worked perfectly all of day one, and then it just kept on telling me on this day that there was a problem with the SD card. So unfortunately the GoPro is about to conk out, but I managed to fix it and it was perfect again for day 3. So I had a few little clips on my phone to show you what was going on the rest of this day, and then it'll be to day 3 where the GoPro is back working perfect.
GoPro's having some qualms, keeps turning off, so that was quite a hard stage, but what a beautiful spot it's brought us to. GoPro's stopped working, but this is the start of the final stage on day 2. Pretty cool.
So I've ended day 2 still in second place, but I was closer to Dan today than I was yesterday, so that's good. Everything going the right direction. Looking forward to day 3 now.